One, two, three, go. So today I'm here with my pick'em brackets. I'm gonna do the O3s, the 3-0s, and then the 7 teams that I think will advance. Um, let's go. Let's get right into it. For my 3-0 team, it's so obvious who to go. You have to go Fluxwell. They are the worst rated team. They can't beat 0-0 Nation. They can't beat Pain. They barely beat who kind of not unknown, but uh, they're disbanded now. They were a young team. Couldn't beat 9Z. I mean, it's just, to me, it is so not predictable, but it's hard not to put them here at the 0-3. I think they have the most potential to go 3. For the 3-0, you don't want to put a favorite here. You don't want to put one of these guys. You want to put a team that has the potential to pop off, and that team is Complexity. Halzerk is so good, man. Halzerk is an incredible player, and I think that is probably the biggest thing for them, is that Halzerk, when he's on, and when he has supporters like Grim, like Floppy, like Flame, or Fang, my bad, apologies, they can really do something, you know? They don't have the results to say that they've had a lot of disappointing results, and you could easily put them in the 0-3, but I think just due to the fact that Halzerk is on the roster is a reason that I would put them in the 3-0, because they definitely have potential. So for my 7 teams that are going to advance, my first team is probably the most obvious to everybody. It's got to be G2. There's no way that G2 doesn't come out of here. People say what they want about Hooksy's performance, but his IGLing is some of the best, I know they just got beat by Vitality, but Vitality did go on to win the IEM Rio. So I think that that's not a knock. I know they got 2-0'd or 0-2'd by Ints and 0-2'd by Cloud9 at ESL Pro League. Again, it's just the track record, the experience from all these players. Monacy is crazy. It's just, I find it really hard to believe, while being 4th ranked in the world, I find it very hard to believe that they will fall out. I think they have to advance. My second team might surprise some people, but I'm going FaZe Clan. You know what I mean? People are sleeping on them just because, Vitality beat them 2-0 and then Cloud9, but who was it that beat them like a little bit ago? Vitality beat them twice. I know that. Navi beat them, Bad News Eagles beat them, and then Mouse Sports beat them. Yep, that's what it was. They went to the last chance bracket. But they climbed back, they needed to. They beat Cloud9, and I just think that they crawled through that last chance qualifier, and then they lost pretty quickly at IEM Rio to Vitality and Furia. But I would like to think that fatigue did play a part in that. Kerrigan was talking about how they were tired. They had to play so many games in so few days, and I know it's not an excuse. Every team had to do it, but I feel like it has to play a factor into why they lost, and that's why I'm trusting them to go on to the Legend stage. My third team is going to be Team Liquid. Elige and Yakinder have been really good, but OC and Nitro have been really bad, and I get it. I get not having the trust in Nitro. In OC. I don't trust them either. I know everyone sees the names they call him, No C, stuff like that. But if he can get on it, when he is on, he's on. But then he just makes the most brain dead play you've ever seen. And I like to think that coming up on the final CSGO major, he will definitely change a little bit. He will definitely um, grow a brain, I guess you could say. I just think that they beat Furia. They definitely can make it. I think they definitely have a good chance at making it. You got to think. Not too long ago at IEM Katowice, they beat Vitality, they beat FaZe, they beat Spirit. They beat a lot of pretty high ranked teams, and I think that's plays a factor into why I think they're gonna make it. I just think that they have potential. Um, Next is Ints. I'm an Ints believer, I'm an Ints fan, if you want to call it that. Uh, they're just a good roster, ninth ranked in the world. Nerds and Pius and them are just. I think they got him in Maiden. Uh, you got to think. Not too long ago at ESO Pro League, they beat G2, they beat Vitality, and they took Cloud9 to 3. I mean, they got hot. And then for the RMR, what they do? They came back, beat Cloud9, beat 500, beat iNation. Granted, not like great teams, but they beat them. They're playing good Counter Strike. The Brazil party last week, they beat Gamer Legion, who is in this bracket right here. They beat them 2-0 or 2-1. Then lost to Astralis. I think that they definitely have some potential to make it. I think they definitely can. Next team is Fours. A lot of people aren't big on them. I get it. I really do. But gotta think, like I said, not too long ago, not very long ago at all, they were playing some pretty good Counter Strike. They were playing some pretty good Counter Strike, man. I know they just got beat by literally like 2 days, like yesterday or something. They got beat by like Spirit Academy or some shit, and they got beat by Looking for an Org. Formerly, I can't remember who they formerly were, but I do recognize some of the names like Lucky and Exercise and Heat. Yeah, Heat, formerly Heat. Yeah, they got beat by Heat, right? Yeah, it's not good, man. Not a good look. But I'm sticking to when they beat Ints. They beat NIP. They beat Mouse Sports. They beat Bad News. They beat Bad News Eagles. And then if you want to go even farther back, they beat Ints again at ESL Pro League Season 17, which was only 2 months ago. And they beat Navi at ESL Pro League 17 too. I forgot about that. They beat Navi, man. They're a really promising team, I think. And I think they definitely can make it into the next. Now here comes the final 2 spots. These spots are more difficult to figure out what you want to put. You have Mouse Sports. You got Pain Gaming, OG, NIP. Those are really my choices. I don't believe in Mongols. I don't believe in Apex, Gamer Legion. Monty is rough because, yes, they almost made it into Legends before losing to Vitality. But, like, they couldn't beat Heroic. They beat Fours. They beat Cloud9. They beat Ints. But they were all really close games. And it's not convincing enough to me. Watching them play World 2K, all those guys, it's just not convincing to me. I'm not sitting there, man, these guys really got a chance. I don't think they do. I don't. People are really high on them for some reason. But they're beating evil geniuses, man. They're like, they're just not doing it for me. Recently, not recently, just all year, honestly, as I've been watching. But I just don't really think I'm not putting my eggs in that basket. I'm going with people like Mouse Sports in this spot, right? Who beat FaZe, they beat Virtus Pro, they beat Saw, they beat Apex 2-0. They took Cloud9 and Pain to 3. They beat Furia. I just think that they can pop off. They definitely have the potential to pop off. You know what I mean? I think they're underrated in a way because not a lot of people are thinking about them when it's coming to this bracket. They're kind of ignoring it and saying, "Well, it's just a hot run they had on FaZe." But honestly, like I don't even think FaZe played that bad in that game. FaZe, they tried, but they took it to 3, and then the Mouse Sports won in overtime. Yeah, so and Dexter had the terrible game. Yeah, Dexter had a terrible series. And that's the thing about Mouse Sports that I'm sitting on and hoping is that if Dexter gets on fire, we've seen Dexter miss shots and stuff that he doesn't normally miss, stuff like that. If he can get on, man, it's gonna be great for them. My last team to put in is a three-way tie. Cannot decide who to put in for the life of me between Pain Gaming, Nip, and OG. Um, it's difficult to decide here. OG obviously beat Vitality not too long ago and had that little run at IEM Rio before losing to Vitality again. Um, Pain Gaming also are a team. Right here, this is just a team. Like I just don't know who to put. You know what I mean? Pain Gaming looks nice. Do I see them winning though? I cannot see Pain going. I can't see them making it. I just can't see them making it. You know what I mean? Um, so I think Pain Gaming could very easily make it. I think that OG could very easily make it as well. Um, do I think they will? I'm not sure, but could they? Yes. And then Nip. Nip is by far the least. Alexi B has been very bad recently. Head Trick has not been up to par. And I don't know who's to blame. But all I can say is when Alexi B was on G2, there was a young opper that goes by the name of m0NESY that was terrible. Not terrible, he wasn't great. Who just broke out after he joined, after, Alexi B was gone. m0NESY broke out. I feel like Alexi B is kind of holding the team back in many ways. So for that reason, I think they're young. They definitely do have a chance. But I'm going Pain, man. Going Pain. OG, just none of these teams are convincing me that they can win it except for Pain. And that's my pick'ems. Peace.